Notre Dame finally gets over the New Year's Six bowl hump and knocks off number two Georgia in the college football playoff quarterfinal at the Sugar Bowl to punch their ticket to Miami. We break it down next.
By Samaja, inside the 20, inside the 10, he's going in! Notre Dame has scored!
Go!
You will be that driving force to motivate those coaches and those players to beat Southern Cal.
Notre Dame is relevant again.
The 20, the 10, 5-5 rocket touchdown.
Notre Dame is number one.
It's a game of who's going to flinch first. We know that it won't be Notre Dame.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Landon Traylor with John Richards and Logan Traylor. We come to you on January 6, 2025, as the Irish down the Dawgs, 23-20 in New Orleans. This was a game that was played under tragic circumstances in New Orleans, and we at the Golden Omens Report obviously sent our prayers to those affected in the terror attacks in New Orleans over the holiday weekend. Now, with that being said, the game was pushed back a day and set for an earlier time, and JR, from the jump, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish set the tone defensively that we were going to play with a vengeance and violence type of attitude.
Yeah, for all the ND haters and the SEC lovers out there, we sure looked like the SEC team. We looked bigger, faster, stronger, more physical, better prepared, and it played out onto the field. We were more disciplined, clearly. We didn't turn the ball over. We won both sides of the line of scrimmage. What a performance under very, very difficult circumstances for both teams, obviously. But you got to really like the way that we were prepared and how we responded, especially, in that transition from the first half to the second half there. Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty worried going into that second half, because Georgia is a team who has played from behind a lot. I mean, they were down. I remember sending a text to both of you guys, and Dylan as well. They've come back from 34-3, 20-3. So I was a little bit worried entering that second half, no doubt about it. But Logan, what a way. We'll stick to the start of the ball game. What a way to set the tone defensively right away on that opening kick. I mean, 3 and out, hit the quarterback twice. Just great to see.
Awesome to see. And, when your defense is playing at the level it is, it's very fun to watch. It came around full circle last week, and that's what was so exciting about it. And, you're worried about offense. You're worried about Riley Leonard throughout the year. To see him play the way he did, as well as he did, not statistically, amazing by any means, but the plays that he made were huge. And then, the big thing for me is our special teams have been, up and down, especially in the kicking game all year. And what Mitch was able to do, had a heck of a game. And, to me, that's coaching. To me, that's, making sure that your problems are fixed when the time comes. And, back to what JR said, being the more physical team, being the faster team, it was the first time in a big game we had the better coach. And not saying that Freeman is better than Kirby, but Freeman was better than Kirby Thursday. And that, that's a testament to him. That's a testament, to his staff and what they've been able to accomplish, given the circumstances with the injuries, with the tragic, scene in New Orleans. To keep those kids not only engaged but ready to go is impressive.
Absolutely. As it took a while for the Irish to get set offensively, it was 6-3 at one point of that ball game, and Georgia has the football. Gunnar Stockton with a crucial fumble before the half. Notre Dame recovers it. One play later, Riley Leonard hits Bo Collins in the end zone on a beautiful ball, beautiful route, beautiful catch from Bo, and Notre Dame would take a 13-3 lead at the end of that first half.
Play fake. Leonard in the end zone. Touchdown
I felt good at the time, as I mentioned, but I'm still nervous. Like I said, Georgia plays from behind a lot, 34-3. The Alabama game, I believe they had to come from behind against Kentucky, as well as Georgia Tech, and I'm sure other opponents down the road as well. Hell, even UMass had a lead on them. uh, Nonetheless, coming out of the break, Jaden Harrison goes 98 yards to the crib for 6 points for the Irish right out of the half. I mean, just exploded. That was out of nowhere. Jaden Harrison had been a nobody this whole entire year, you could argue. And he makes the biggest play, arguably, of the entire game, making it 20-3 right out of the half. That was just huge. That was a huge momentum builder, JR.
Yeah, sort of a backbreaker at that point. And we were supposed to send our offense out on the field there and hopefully drive down the field. But our special teams, they were outstanding all day. I mean, really, think about how many points they put on the board. You could argue that they won the game. Complimentary football all the way around. Great blocking. Just an electric play out of the gate, and one that's going to live in lore, ND lore. You guys, this is the biggest win for me, going back to probably Florida State.
It's the biggest
in terms of significance and overall importance and who we were playing and what was on the line. Mm-hmm. I can't really think of another game that was bigger than this one. It was impressive.
Yeah,
and we're not done.
Right.
I don't want to jump ahead, but we're not done.
Yeah, right. Sticking here, next drive after the kickoff return, Georgia, they went 63 yards in 5 plays as Stockton was able to find Cash Jones wide open down the sideline for 32 yards. And here come the Dawgs, Logan. At that time, we were getting a little bit nervous. Our defense was starting to bend a little bit on that drive. 63 yards in 5 plays and then ending it with a wide open receiver for a touchdown.
Yeah, you saw our secondary, have a couple miscommunications. Just felt like they were in the wrong coverages, back-to-back plays. That last play on the back-to-back was obviously the touchdown, but you're going to see that. I mean, you're going to see that, and that's what's frustrating. You're going to have to live with a couple of those just because of what you have available. But it's okay. Yeah, you learn from it. And that's what I'm so impressed about is they responded after that. Like after giving up, 80 yards and 5 plays, it's how they finished that game, made the correction. And I don't know if they, after that, if they had a pass go over 15 yards, thought I saw on Twitter after that drive. So made the adjustment and obviously ended up winning us the game.
And that speaks to our coaching staff to make that adjustment in game. I mean, it's a matter of seconds that they made that adjustment because, as you know, Notre Dame would go down the field and turn it over on downs at the 50-yard line to get their defense right back on the field and force another 4 and out. So that is an adjustment.
Was that the drive Watts was out to in the tent?
Yes, you're right. That was. Yes. Okay, so they would go down the field, Notre Dame. They would turn it over on downs. I like the call to go for it. I really do. You're at the 50-yard line. It was a great call, JR.
Again, he has shown that mentality all season long, and he said it in the post-game interview. It's not about just surviving. It's about staying aggressive, foot on the throat, so to speak. The drive to essentially end the game was amazing. That was a big time drive. They didn't get anything out of it, but they forced a punt. Right. They pinned him deep. They played field position, got a couple of first downs. Riley Leonard, oh my God. It's hard to really find anything that went poorly that game. Georgia's a really good team. They made some plays. Our defense hung in there. I guess the biggest concern going forward would be our depth now.
Yeah, very, very true, because we are banged up and we are going to We're gonna touch on that. Notre Dame would force, after turning it over on downs, the Irish would force the Dogs to go 4 and out and only gain 9 yards on that drive. And then the very next drive for the Irish, Jeter kicks a field goal. Shout out to Mitchell Jeter. He was 3 for 3 in the Sugar Bowl. I believe he was 2 for 3 in the first round game against Indiana. What a comeback for this kid. I mean, he was missing field goals left and right, shouldn't really miss those, and now he is sitting 5 for 6 in the college football playoff. Pretty impressive there for Jeter. So Notre Dame goes up 23-10. We had a touchdown, but a flag would call it. We didn't have the touchdown, but it would have set us up perfectly to score a touchdown. But another flag would get us out of touchdown position. We'll get into that in 1 second. And then Notre Dame, JR alluded to it. They go on a 12-play, 7-minute, 36-second drive, including a fake punt substitution thing that I've never seen before. Riley Leonard takes advantage of Georgia coming off sides and gets the free play for a first down. The Irish would be forced to punt with 1 minute 49 seconds, but no timeouts for Georgia. And here's how their final drive went. False start, 10-yard pass, -1 yard pass, incomplete pass, sack, Irish win. Great game defensively for Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman, as Logan alluded to, outcoached Kirby on that given Thursday. I think our entire staff did. Offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and quite frankly, head coach. And Riley Leonard did his job as well. You know, there was a lot to say about Riley Leonard. He only had 90 yards passing, kind of a Michigan stat line, if you will, this season. He did what he needed to do. That dive that he made, he flipped over the guy. That just shows his character. He could have slid down. He could have taken about a 2-yard difference. He went airborne to make sure he got the first down and put his team in a position to win, Logan.
Yeah, I mean that the biggest thing that we know now is that we have guys who want to win and who love Notre Dame.
Yes.
And I think there's a lot to clean up offensively if we want to not only win the Penn State game, but we got to, clean a lot up to win a national championship. Because what George was able to do, Riley didn't have a ton of time in our past pro stuff. So, it was rough for him to get the ball out and then started on our receivers. But, we got to continue to give it to our playmakers. Like I liked how they included Faison when he had time. I liked how, towards the end of the stretch there, you give it to Jardarian and then, Jordan's hurt, but started giving it to him before he got hurt. So it's, more of that simplified is going to be more beneficial, in my opinion, coming from a basketball coach. But you want to give it to your best players, and that's what we did in those crucial times. Just gave Riley the ball, and he made plays.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
all that matters.
Yes, absolutely. He made plays when it mattered. Georgia outgained us 300 to 244 on the day. Georgia had 234 pass yards to our 90. However, our defense, once again, we talk about being aggressive. They held Georgia to 66 rush yards to our 154. That's a testament to the lines of scrimmage, which obviously in the numbers we control, JR.
Yeah. Don't shortchange our special teams coach either, Marty.
Yeah.
He had a hell of a day. But if I do want to nitpick, man, we got away with one early on that block, running into the kicker they called.
Yes.
That could have been disaster twice over. And that fourth down call that we didn't convert, if you watch that line, man, we just whiffed up front. If we don't whiff, obviously we probably could have converted there, but we didn't. And to Logan's point, our O-line, it's going to continue to get tested from here on out, because what we got coming in and what's behind that potentially, I don't want to jump too far ahead. Man, you guys, it's unbelievable. We're here. Yeah. We're one of the Final Four. At the beginning of the season, and we all had our predictions and whatnot. our baseline was get into the playoffs and win a game. Man, we've won 2 and we're in the semifinals. I can't, and it's legitimate this year. Like everybody knows we're a legit title contender. We're not, walking in to play Alabama with a bunch of pipsqueaks and a coach that doesn't want to be there. So I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And hopefully everything is smooth. I don't like the short rest. I wish they would have flip-flopped the games. I understand why they can't do it logistically. That's a big benefit to Penn State. But man, this is fun. This is great.
That is a huge benefit to Penn State because not only do they get a longer rest, they also played on New Year's Eve, not New Year's Day, New Year's Eve.
Right.
So we're talking a matter. I know we're nitpicking. It's a matter of 1 or 2 days worth more rest and practice.
Might be a good thing though. Give more time for our buddy James Franklin to overthink.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Over prepare.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more tomorrow. Georgia, back to the Georgia game. They had 2 turnovers compared to our 0. That was a plus, and plus. They had 28 minutes, 13 seconds of time. We had 31-47. So that's 2 games where we have won the time of possession battle. Love it. I love controlling that. Now, if we want to get to the negative, because why the hell not? I'm Landon Trailer. That's what I do. 10 penalties for 75 yards for Notre Dame. A lot of them, Logan, were very, very, very stupid penalties, and a lot of them cost us.
Yeah, a couple of the pass interference were 50-50, but a lot of them were procedural, and a lot of them came on a big play.
Yeah.
And that's what we can't hurt our offense by pushing us back consistently, putting us in 3rd and long positions, because frankly, I just don't think we're good enough to convert 3rd and longs consistently
over and over and over again. That's going to hurt your team.
So, and then I think we had one for the 4th and 2 where we rolled Riley out. We were in another illegal formation.
Yes.
The first down.
Mm-hmm.
The rules analyst going back and forth with the color guy. Like, obviously some of it's nitpicking, but like, don't even put yourself in that position.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a huge game, biggest game for those kids. So like I could get a little bit of the undiscipline and
10.
Well, let's not forget some of their penalties. They had a guy that wasn't even in pads commit maybe the biggest penalty of the game. They were undisciplined. All that window dressing on that fake punt, it really didn't do anything other than distract them to the point that they forgot about the snap count. I guess that's what the whole idea of that. So to Logan's point, routines were out the window. You were playing the next day. You were kind of off schedule all the time. There's another team on the field. They were contributing to some of that. Again, now we've got 2 games under our belt. So does Penn State. They played that opening week too. But I think we're all right. The one thing that worries me, if I can translate this into, basketball terminology, and Logan keeps pointing at it, is, our offense it lacks some spurtability, so to speak. We do have guys that can take it to the house and 99 yards. Love's banged up. So we're limited. But I think you also see the benefit of a coordinator like Denbrock, a veteran coordinator. And we've kind of been sort of a cornucopia of an offense all year long where we've spread the ball to a lot of different people. And I think that's going to show its benefit moving ahead now. We got guys like Aeneas Williams, Jadarian in there. We lost Cooper, but I think Mitchell Evans, he's going to be a big guy now. The guy on the kick return, who was that? Mitchell?
Harrison.
These guys, we need all of them. We need all of them to come in.
Yeah, absolutely. As you alluded to, Jeremiah Love is banged up. There's a video of him after the game walking with Coach Denbrock, and he does not look too good. I will say he was limping off the field. And I get it.
He
It was after,
practiced yesterday.
yeah, I get it. That was probably after a physical game, obviously, and you're a little sore, just kind of taking it easy. But he did not look like he was walking to full extent. We are banged up, quite frankly, as a team. But I think again, like JR, you just alluded to, that's a testament to our depth, and I think we held our own with our depth against an SEC powerhouse, Georgia. And you could say all you want, they didn't have their quarterback. Okay, we didn't have our star corner, we didn't have our star lineman. I mean, we could go on and on and on if you want to play that game. Overall, it was a fantastic game. I love these types of games. It was very low scoring. It was very tight. There was a lot of strategy and analytics involved. Shout out to our analytics guy behind Marcus Freeman. Turned around. The dude just goes straight up. Marcus calls in the play. That was badass. That was real badass. I love it. However, as you mentioned, both of you mentioned, a lot to clean up before Thursday. A lot to clean up before Thursday because Penn State's defense with Tom Allen, Tickle Me Tom Allen Sandusky, he's going to be bringing it. He's going to be dialing up something.
He's their DC.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. Oh, shit.
And he's been dialing up some shit this year, I will say. But with that being said, in the college football playoff quarterfinals this week, the Penn State Nittany Lions beat Boise State 31-14 in a game where the Lions controlled throughout it. It was a 14-7 ball game at one point in the third quarter, but you could just tell that Penn State went out there and dominated that entire game. Texas beats Arizona State 39-31 in double overtime. I guess we need to go back to the drawing board and educate the officials on what is a targeting and what is not a targeting. I guess when an SEC team commits a target, it's not targeting. But when anybody else besides an SEC team commits a targeting foul, it is targeting. And that's bullshit, quite frankly. I am so sick and tired of the SEC biasness. I'm tired of it. It's ridiculous, JR. It's ridiculous. That was targeting, and they took away a great story for Coach Dilly Dilly.
Yeah, 100 times out of 100, that looked like targeting to me. I don't know. I mean, what do you got to do?
You were an official, correct? Didn't you? Haven't you ref football before?
No, not football, basketball.
Not football, just basketball. But still, that was targeting, 100%.
Letter of the law, right? It met every check mark.
Whatever. And Ohio State absolutely dominates Oregon 41-21. I'm going to say it right now. I think the Ohio State University is going to be hoisting that golden college football playoff trophy at the end of the season. As much as I would love to see us, I do not see anybody even competing with Ohio State. I just don't. I don't. Not even close. I think they're the far and away the best team in the country. That is all for today. We are back tomorrow morning to preview Penn State in the college football playoff semifinal at the Orange Bowl in Miami. We will see you tomorrow. Go Irish.